Hello, friends. This is Type 56, the story of the SKS and AK-47 in China. I'm Jason Clower. This is a course about why the PLA deliberately chose obsolescent weapons. Here at the Type 56 Ordnance Department, I have been activated for emergency duty in defense of the tiny socialist collective called My Family. I am broadcasting to you from a field expedient studio in a storeroom near a major urban medical center. Because of the austere field conditions, I have to compromise on the high production values that you've come to expect from this channel. But as soon as the emergency passes and I'm demobilized, I will return to my Hollywood level recording studio back at the university. In my last video, I did promise that in exchange for eating your geopolitical, historical, contextual vegetables, I was finally going to talk about the Type 56 carbine. I'm going to live up to that promise. I just have to adapt a little bit because of the unexpected change of venue. Now, the hospital does have a very large food court. And so I was going to bring in a Type 53 carbine and a real one and crank off shots between the Chipotle and the elevator to show the accuracy of the Type 53 and why it was such a hit with the PLA troops in Korea. The hospital administrators proved inflexible on that point, and so I adapted again. Their risk management policy does permit funny hats and toy mobile launch vehicles. And so they generously permitted me to use them in the confines of this storage room, based on my argument that it would just make me like a hospital clown, but with nuclear launch capability. And I'm grateful to them for their accommodation. So as an improvisation, today I'm going to go out of historical sequence and go to the Sino-Vietnamese border war of 1979, which was kind of the swan song of the SKS as a frontline weapon in the PLA. So I am jumping into the future, in fact, almost to the end of our historical narrative, but it's topical. See, from the beginning, the PLA leadership made this shrewd calculation that they were going to be able to get away with using a simple weapon like the SKS and maybe even leverage its simplicity to a certain advantage because they could count on certain qualities in all the soldiers who would wield it. Those qualities include a high level of initiative, even at the very lowest ranks, uh, an incredible endurance, and a sometimes superhuman persistence in completing their mission. That persistent element was crucial. And we're going to study that today in the case of one of the most famous PLA soldiers and one of the last to carry the SKS carbine in combat, who was perhaps the greatest figure of persistence in an army known for dogged, leathery, tireless light infantrymen. I will be bringing you that story shortly. This is Type 56, the story of the SKS and AK-47 in China. I'm Jason Clower. I will shortly release that promised video. And let me close by saying that this story of persistence and heroism is dedicated to my sister. Al, I love you. Stay persistent. You are my hero.